When we talk about betrayal, the focus is almost always on the couple, the betrayed partner and the one who strayed. But what about the third person? The one who enters an existing relationship and becomes part of the betrayal? Psychologists argue that third parties in affairs aren't always villains or homewreckers. Studies suggest that many of them don't actively seek to break up relationships but are drawn into complex emotional dynamics. Some experience deep guilt and anxiety, while others rationalize their actions to justify their involvement. Research highlights several psychological profiles of third parties. Some fall into affairs due to unmet emotional needs, childhood attachment issues, or even a subconscious repetition of past relationship patterns. Others may be thrill seekers, drawn to the secrecy and intensity of an illicit relationship. But regardless of intent, being the third person often comes with consequences. Studies show that these individuals experience high levels of distress, loneliness, and even self-esteem issues. Affairs rarely lead to stable, long-term relationships, and when they do, trust issues linger. So why do people become the other in an affair? And how does this role impact their emotional well-being? Let's break down the psychology behind the third person and betrayal. Psychological factors behind becoming the third person. Many third parties don't intentionally seek out relationships with someone who is already committed. Instead, research suggests that several psychological and emotional factors influence their decisions. 1. Attachment styles. Individuals with an avoidant or anxious attachment style may be more prone to entering affairs. Those with anxious attachment might fear abandonment and settle for an unavailable partner, while avoidant individuals may feel safer in a relationship with less emotional responsibility. 2. Low self-esteem and validation seeking. Some individuals engage in affairs because they derive self-worth from being chosen over the primary partner, even if only temporarily. 3. Thrill seeking and novelty. The secrecy and excitement of an affair can activate the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine, which reinforces the behavior. 4. Previous relationship trauma. A history of betrayal, either experiencing it firsthand or witnessing it in parental relationships, can subconsciously normalize or justify such behavior. Emotional consequences of being the third person. While people often focus on the pain of the betrayed partner, the third person in an affair also faces significant emotional consequences. 1. Guilt and shame. Many third parties struggle with guilt, especially if they were unaware of the existing relationship at first or if they later develop strong feelings for their partner. 2. Emotional turmoil and anxiety. Constant uncertainty about the future of the relationship can lead to emotional distress, anxiety, and even depression. 3. Lack of security and trust issues. Studies show that affairs rarely transition into stable long-term relationships. Even if they do, the third party often struggles with trust, fearing their partner may repeat the same pattern with someone else. 4. Social judgment and isolation. Being labeled as the homewrecker can lead to social stigma, secrecy, and difficulty in seeking emotional support from friends or family. Do affairs ever lead to happiness? Statistically, relationships that begin as affairs have a lower chance of long-term success. Trust issues, lingering guilt, and unresolved conflicts often lead to instability. According to studies, the divorce rate for couples who initially engaged in an affair is significantly higher than those who started in a committed relationship. Ultimately, while affairs may provide temporary excitement, they often lead to emotional distress for all parties involved, including the third person. Recognizing these patterns can help individuals make more conscious relationship choices and avoid emotional harm. How can the third person in an affair break free? Being the third person in an affair can be emotionally exhausting and psychologically damaging. Many individuals in this role struggle with guilt, insecurity, and uncertainty about the future. If you find yourself in this situation, here are some steps to regain control of your emotional well-being and break free from an unhealthy cycle. 1. Acknowledge the reality of the situation. Denial is a common coping mechanism, but accepting the truth is the first step toward healing. Remind yourself that you deserve a relationship where you are a priority, not a secret. Affairs often come with instability, hidden pain, and a lack of trust. The emotional distress you are experiencing is valid and deserves attention. 2. Identify your emotional triggers. Understanding why you entered or stayed in this relationship can help you break the pattern. 3. Set boundaries and cut contact. Ending the relationship is often the hardest but most necessary step. To make it easier, block communication. Delete their number and remove them from social media to prevent impulsive reconnections. Avoid places you associate with them. Familiar settings can trigger emotional setbacks. Write a closure letter, but don't send it. This can help process emotions and bring psychological closure. 4. Rebuild self-worth. Being in an affair can damage self-esteem. Focus on activities and relationships that reinforce your self-worth. Engage in hobbies and passions that make you feel fulfilled. Surround yourself with supportive friends and family. Practice self-care, whether it's exercise, meditation, or creative expression. 5. Seek professional help. Therapy can be a powerful tool for understanding and healing emotional wounds. A therapist can help you to work through feelings of guilt and regret. Identify unhealthy relationship patterns. Build healthier attachment styles and emotional boundaries. 6. Learn from the experience and move forward. Instead of dwelling on the past, use this experience as an opportunity for personal growth. Recognize red flags in future relationships. Understand what you truly need in a partner. Commit to relationships that are built on honesty, mutual respect, and emotional security. Breaking free from an affair is challenging, but it's also a step toward a healthier, more fulfilling future. You deserve a love that is open, secure, and without hidden pain. If you like this video, please subscribe for more scientific-based videos.